The Bunker Project is brought to you by Wix.com, the world's most popular website builder. You can build your own website for free over at www.wix.com.
The Bunker Project, podcast episode number 88.
Ooh, 88.
Welcome back to another episode of The Bunker Project. We're live to Hard Drive here in the Den Bar in Vancouver, British Columbia. Okay, welcome back to another episode of The Bunker Project. My name is Andrew McGivern, and I'm here in the Den Bar with Bob Garlick, who stepped outside for a few minutes. And let's do a quick roundtable introduction. We've got James Carg in the house.
At Twisted Magic.
He's a game developer extraordinaire. And we've got Bonnie Sainsbury.
At B Sainsbury on Twitter.
She is the Twitter maven here at the Bunker Project, resident social media expert.
My blog is womentalkingtech.com.
And she talks tech a lot.
I'll check it out.
And we've got Satomi in the house.
Yeah, Satomi at goodbyetax.ca.
Goodbye, tax.
Wow, nice.
And Margaret Reynolds, BC_insurance gal. Let me, Reynolds, wrap your risks and give you peace of mind.
That's
Because
starting
her
to sound
last
very
name-
much like an ad, you know?
It's because she just finished saying don't sell on social media.
I think,
Hey,
if
you
she should be doing a tip.
It's a
Her
cool
tagline should be a tip.
It's a
every
cool
week.
tagline, though, because her last name is Reynolds, just in case you didn't get that.
Well, and you live in North America. So all the people, like the
I get
30%
it.
of the people that listen to the show that aren't in North America, that's a plastic wrap that sticks to itself.
Shh, it's aluminum foil, but don't talk about it.
See, my first thought was cigarette.
And we've got one more gentleman here who is the voiceover maven. He is a podcasting guru. He's done all sorts of stuff for the Olympics.
And he's got amazing beard.
Bob says his name is Ken McGrath, but he's really Ken McGrath.
Yes, at camdigital.com. KAMdigital.com.
Nicely done, voiceover maven.
CamDigital.com.
Right back at ya. So,
Very cool. I've checked out CamDigital.com. It's pretty cool. It's a cool
Yes, you
site.
have.
do you have a
Yep.
specialist? You got a specialist month? 20% off? 2 for 1?
Yeah, 20.
Something.
It's a blog, you goof.
Hey, 20%. We'll give you 20% more content
Yeah, oh yeah.
for
right,
the same
yeah.
cheap. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, you've been hitting that fireball, haven't you?
Now that you mention it, yes, I will show it in front of you. You silly man.
The Fireball whiskey has come back.
All right, so this week we've got a whole bunch of stuff lined up.
My sore throat, man.
Last week we talked with the people from Streamified about their app and stuff like that. This week we're going to talk about social media and social media customer service. We're going to talk about social media, whether you should be selling on social media, and Margaret's going to have a lot to say about
A
that.
bit of a rant there.
And she's got a report on brands that are successfully using social media to engage and build relationships and increase sales.
I do. A short 6 companies that are thriving on Twitter and how they are doing it.
Yeah. And
Wow, nice. We're getting so professional here.
yeah, exactly. And we've also got a little bit of news on the new Galaxy S3 Android phone that's coming out. Do you want to jump into that first before we move on to
let's
social
just
media?
trash the iPhone because this phone takes the boots to iPhone. I mean, it's just like cracked on both sides. iPhone, you are dead in the water.
Hey,
and you know what's amazing? It's the first system that was designed by lawyers so iPhone cannot fight back. It's designed for litigation. These guys, okay, you want to play litigation? Fuck you. We're putting out a product. It's called, what's it called, Bonnie? I haven't read the PR for it. It's something 3. I've got one.
Like
don't I?
Samsung Galaxy S3.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Anyways, it's a new phone.
That's
But
the
before
same
we
as
get
mine.
into that, actually, I just wanted to say, because a few episodes ago, we talked a lot about cloud storage. And I found out that for longtime Hotmail users, if you sign in to your Hotmail account, and I hadn't gone in there in ages. But
Everybody's got one.
but I've had a Hotmail account since before Windows bought them.
I got 15.
And
How? Wait. Can we lay like a timestamp on that?
oh, geez, that was years ago.
1964.
What?
It was one of my first email addresses. Anyways,
1972.
so anybody who has who
That
has
was
been
an ARPANET account.
anybody who's had a long time Hotmail account
Yeah.
and also has activated SkyDrive, because if you haven't activated SkyDrive, no deal.
Ken loved that one.
But instead of getting the free 7 gigabyte SkyDrive, you can activate the free 25 gigabyte SkyDrive.
Ooh, 25
So
gigabytes.
anybody out there that has a Hotmail account from way back that they
Or 15.
decided to become cool and move over to Gmail, you can go log back in to your Hotmail account and activate your free SkyDrive 25 gigabyte.
Actually,
storage.
I've got a big shout out here for James's crew. You know, James hangs out with some pretty cool coders. And if you could find somebody who could whip up a piece of code that I could use on Chrome to organize all my accounts where I get free 5 megabytes, free 12 megabytes, free 5 megabytes, 30 or 40 of them, put them together, and I'd have a tera and a half a byte worth of information, and it would use it like, what do you call...
I was reading an awesome article.
Ras-
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it boom, boom, boom. I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be awesome because it'd be triple backed up. It'd be on the cloud. It'd be multiple accounts. So even if somebody took out Google, the whole of Google, everything,
That would be a
then there
good
would
app.
be these other accounts that would just have, you wouldn't lose all your data.
I think that's a good idea.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
Well, you
I
should
would,
always be
I
backing
would
up
get an
your
iPhone
data.
for that app.
Like offline as well.
Yeah, but I mean, if you could have like an app that just took advantage of everybody else's
Absolutely, just
free
managed-
portion, so you
imagine,
never had
yeah.
to take it, add
Exactly. That could be
upgrade.
start of the
Anyways,
revolution. It's
yeah.
very revolutionary, man. Very.
Actually, I have an Asus web
Now here it
storage.
comes. Ken, I've been doing this for years, boys.
Asus web storage.
Yeah, how much?
And it's unlimited. And right now, Asus computer, you get an account, and it does automatic syncing and
Yeah, how much
whole
is it?
bunch of
Like
other
it's $70 a year?
stuff. Nothing.
No, free.
Yeah, if you have an Asus.
Very nice.
If you have an
Asus.
Asus, you get unlimited storage.
So get an
unlimited
Asus.
cloud storage.
That's it. Just buy an old crappy Asus, right?
But-
Pretty
and
soon,
just
pretty
like,
soon,
boom,
we're
put it
not
on
going to
the
I
have.
internet.
also
Yeah,
I
not
also
gonna
put
have
it
hard
on
drives.
my tablet, on my
Yeah.
the app on my tablet, my laptop, my phone, and my computer.
These old
Interesting.
Android devices you're
But
talking about?
It's like this full-on cloudy thing.
Cloudy,
Full-on cloudy thing.
cloudy
I mean, you
thing.
can get-
Oh,
you can-
that's a technical thing from. It's
can
big.
get-
I heard.
As long as
Mark
no one's got
Zuckerberg
a
using.
chance of
Let
We
James-
use this cloudy thing. You
let
know,
James
that's where your
speak.
stuff is.
Let
Oh.
James
If you're a business, there are already like massive services for this sort of thing that are like
Yeah.
dedicated servers for you.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
they're not free though.
They're not free, no. But
Nope.
that's because you're dealing in a lot of data, right? Like if you're streaming or anything like that.
Well,
of
that's
course
bandwidth. Streaming is bandwidth. It's not storage.
Well, it's kind of storage if you think about it.
No, it's not. Bandwidth and storage are two different things,
Yeah,
and
but
that's
you-
why podcasters need media hosts for
Yeah.
their shows.
Yeah.
Because if the show becomes popular, you could have gigabytes or terabytes of
Yeah, and you just put
bandwidth.
it onto
This is
immediately
show
put it
3.
onto a cloud storage, device. You pay like I don't know, $100.
Yeah, but it's
Well-
too slow. It's too slow.
How's it slow?
Well-
You need to have a really fast server if you're hosting media on demand.
Yeah.
That's why that kind of thing just doesn't work. That's why you have to have like a Libsyn or a Blueberry account or whatever. But anyways, let's jump into the Galaxy S3 cool new stuff.
I wanna hear
And
this.
speaking
I
of cloud
awesome
storage, if you activate your Dropbox app on the new Galaxy S3, you get an upgrade to 50 gigabytes on your Dropbox.
Wow.
But I mean, that's not unlimited. So I guess if you have an Asus tablet, you get unlimited. But what do you think of this?
Do another funny face.
Have you ever been looking at your phone and reading a long article or something, and your phone like times out and the screen goes off, and then you have to turn it back on? The new Samsung Galaxy S3 has eye tracking software built into the phone. It's called Smart Stay, and it tracks your eyes. And as soon as you stop watching your phone, it'll allow the phone screen to turn off. But if you're looking at the phone, the screen will always remain on. Some people say that's kind of creepy.
Eh.
I don't think it's creepy.
I don't think it's creepy at all. I think it's
Oh,
cool.
very cool.
I think it's
Very
creepy
cool.
if it's
Oh, yeah.
like learning from
I
you.
want that.
I went.
I think it's totally cool.
I want that.
Okay, another cool feature on the Samsung Galaxy S3 is if you receive a text message from somebody,
Oh, I want one of those. Can I get that?
if you put the phone to your ear right after you open the text, a combination of the proximity sensor, the accelerometer, and the gyroscope will recognize that movement to your ear and will automatically call the person that texted you. And that's called direct call, that feature.
It sounds like spam.
Hey, man,
Phone
what
No,
do you
that's kind of
mean?
interesting. I mean, it senses the movement, but I mean, unless you have your phone in your pocket.
What
like,
could you not like about it? That's
think
an
about it,
awesome
like,
feature.
like this,
Some
and then-
Hey, wait.
No, hang on.
Wait.
She should be able to debate. Oh,
She needs that microphone.
I wanted to ask, did you mean to call this person and have me say yes or no? I don't want it to just automatically call.
Okay, but hang on a second. If you were looking at your phone and you
about
get a text message, you open the text message, and then you put the phone against your ear, what else could you possibly be
And it
doing?
uses the gyroscope to sense like where your phone's tilting. Think about that for a second.
Okay, still kind of creeps me out.
It's like
I
the
don't
motion.
have to like it, you know.
No, you don't have to like it, but I mean, to me, that's cool because I open a text message. I don't even have to click on their phone number and then hit call. I just Bob
hit
called. Bob sent me a text. That's really interesting. Really? I put it to my ear and it calls.
I
them.
don't know. In a way, okay, sure, it's kind of cool, but how often have you ever called someone after they've texted you?
All the time.
Really?
all the
I
time.
don't.
You kids still
Well,
use
especially if the text message
You still
says,
call people?
"Hey, no,"
Yeah.
especially
Yeah,
if
what's this telephone
You know
thing
what?
you're talking about?
Especially if the text message said, "Call me." I'm gonna call them. Anyways, there's a new camera.
I'll take it under consideration for when I eventually move over to Android.
There's a new camera on the S3. The new camera takes 20 rapid fire pictures
20.
and analyzes all the shots for closed eyes and smiles and stuff like that, lighting and all that.
Would be very handy here at the
It recommends the best shot automatically. You could still choose any of those 20 shots that you want to use, but it'll recognize the best one that doesn't have any red eye or any closed eyes and people not smiling or whatever, and it recommends the best one. What do you think of that?
Sorry.
That's a lot.
It is.
I mean, the kind of what is it? A quad core?
It,
It's
It's a
ridiculous.
quad core. Okay, it's a quad core in Europe only, and this isn't 100% confirmed. But this phone's coming out before the Olympics, and it's not coming out in May. So we're looking probably in June that it's going to launch. But it's going to be quad core in Europe and probably dual core in North America because all the North American carriers are demanding that it's LTE, and LTE doesn't have a quad core chipset yet.
Really?
Yeah, so it's probably not going to be quad
I
core.
have the 2, and it's a dual core.
Yeah.
So I imagine the only way the 3 could go would be quad core.
And it's also one of the downsides is what everybody's saying that are like super, the Uber geeks. They don't like that it's not going to be quad core, and they also don't like that it's not going to be Super AMOLED Plus. It's just going to be Super AMOLED.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the Super
How picky is
Super
that? Like,
AMOLED is really
super-
incredible, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like it,
well, I mean, it's an awesome screen, but it's not. It just doesn't
not
have.
plus. Ooh.
Yeah, it's not plus.
Yeah,
But
it's
I
not-
mean, oh come on, guys.
Yeah.
Who cares about the plus or not? Like, what can it do? If it does crappy
it'll make
things.
your
it's-
breakfast come out.
Also,
Well,
It
it'll
does that
suggest a
too.
breakfast. It will. It's just like ham and eggs.
also another cool thing with this is if you're watching, say, a YouTube video or any video on your Samsung Galaxy S3, you can just tap the video and it'll just pop out, and then you'll be able to just move it to the corner and do your text messaging while you're watching the video.
Yes.
And it's kind of like picture in picture or
Phone
picture
to
on
picture in
picture, I
picture,
guess would be
yeah,
more accurate. It's pretty cool.
That does sound really good.
Yeah, and it's also got better voice control and it's more like Siri. Yeah. So I'll put a link to in the show notes to
Siri.
all these.
Siri, isn't that
It's the talking
movie
robot.
star's daughter?
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, but what about
What's
this?
that movie star's name? I forget his name.
Speaking of the camera,
Tom Cruise. Isn't that Tom Cruise's
Tom
daughter?
and, yeah, Tom
Siri?
and
Speaking of the camera in the new Galaxy S3, if you take a picture and you've got people in your phone book that are connected to your Facebook account, it'll automatically recognize their faces and tag them. So when you post them to Facebook, they're already tagged.
That's creepy.
No, I don't like that. I am a super Samsung fan, and I don't like that one.
Well, I mean, it's not an invasion of privacy because you can set your privacy settings so that you don't allow people to tag you without authorizing it. Wait. You know, we need a microphone.
I don't like that. It's like I have it set that I have to approve all of those things before they go on the Facebook. But it's just huge pain in the ass. Have to go in and untag yourself or to say no and turn all those things down. It's like that's just a bit too much connectivity for me.
Yeah, but people are going to be tagging you anyways. It's just more convenient for them to tag you.
I don't want them to tag me. I don't want it to be convenient.
Not everybody tags.
I don't have a problem with being tagged.
Well, I mean, nobody actually tags like every single person in their photo. But that's the eventual thing that would be kind of scary, though, is like, hey, you're taking a picture, you can see every single person's Facebook profile.
Well, I mean, no, but anyone who has a Galaxy S3, as long as
this is only for if you have a Galaxy S3.
This is a feature on the new Samsung Galaxy S3.
So if Margaret has one and I have one,
I don't like having everything integrated into Facebook. It's like, seriously, that's just weird. That's wrong.
And this has been going on for 3 years. People have been talking about this, right?
Well, single sign-on is kind of unpopular with a lot of people. I mean, you see it happening a lot more with this kind of, revolt a bit.
Yeah, because you never know, because someone might start tagging, pictures, and all of a sudden, in Google Plus, you have like 674 pictures tagged of you
Automatically, and it's posted to your actual wall.
I have to say, okay, there's a website.
And you have to see everybody that's like, hey, wow, James is tagged in 678 photos because somebody was really bored that night.
Yeah.
And then you get it all to his emails. And that's
I know.
even
I hate
better.
that. It's like, I got 47 Facebook emails.
Try
nice.
There's a website
You
that
gotta
takes
turn
us
that
even
off.
to
I'm
one
not
level
deleting
scarier.
those.
Sorry to get off topic, but I'm going to digress a bit on purpose.
Girl, I'm not.
One of my girlfriends, emailed. She goes, "Oh my God!" She Googled her name, just as she does every so often, and her profile turned up on a site called Jerk.com, which I guess is predominantly populated by kids. But the thing is, they had an old Facebook picture of her that she deleted like 2 years ago.
Nice.
And, and it was like, is this person a jerk or not?
So it's like hot or not, but jerk or not.
I know, but the thing is, too,
it.
but it's like,
There were
but it's
tons
like,
of sites like
how
that.
did Facebook get her profile? Or how did
Well, I want to. How can I get on?
I don't think
I mean,
wanna be on that.
can I apply or something?
But,
that'd be
she was freaked
great
out. I mean,
SEO.
she's not online. She's not. I mean, she's not.
Everybody is online.
I know,
See,
but like, okay,
Bach's
she's-
doing
she's-
anything to get to the 9th page, right?
Yeah.
He wants to be on the 9th page.
I want the first 20 pages of Google. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, she's just an employee working in a company. She's not marketing herself online. She's just an average person, and this really made her uncomfortable. Totally freaked her out, and she's like, "Tweet everybody about it." And I'm like, "Hell no, I'm not bringing that attention on me."
She tweeted everybody. So she's
No, she tried to get Margaret
She
to do
wanted
it.
me to tweet about it. I'm like, hell no, I'm not tweeting anything about that site because I don't want them. I don't want them to notice me. Forget it.
Wouldn't you look at that as potential new set of clients? All those new people, hundreds and
Are
hundreds
they
of
in
people.
danger of dying soon? No.
Well, they might be. Everybody's
You
in
never
danger.
know.
Anyway,
you
no.
never
Sorry,
know.
We're all going to die,
That's
Margaret.
not how I want to get clients. Anyway, but yeah, it's just
Wow,
made me
this show
uncomfortable.
took a really dark and sad turn.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let's talk about the phone again. That
Yeah, let's
sounded
go back
happier.
to the phone.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Drink
Let's
now.
let's move on to the.
Can I read a little bit about
Oh,
what
yeah,
you
absolutely.
can learn
This isn't
from
from your
these
blog, is
6
it?
companies that thrive on Twitter?
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
let's
do a Twitter promo.
let's talk
Okay,
about
this-
let's talk about the right way to do social
hang
media.
on, hang on. Before we talk about this Twitter promo, I just like to say, Wix is our sponsor, and they're one of my favorite promo people.
Wix is fabulous.
Amazing. Okay, so enough of Wix,
Okay,
and
so,
on to Twix.
So I found this little article. I want to read a little bit of it because there's 6 companies that are absolutely thriving on Twitter. And here's a little couple of blurbs. Why should you be active on Twitter? 50% of users say they are more likely to buy from a brand after they follow them on Twitter. Having a social media button on your product can, in some cases, positively affect buying decisions, as in unless your product's crap. Twitter has been shown to increase sales by bringing more traffic to your site, and customers who are engaged in social media are more likely to buy and recommend. And I found this fascinating. Twitter shoppers spent more money than Google shoppers this past holiday season. Okay, the 6 companies are JetBlue. JetBlue's brand page on Twitter shows they are using Twitter as a customer service platform. Almost every tweet is a reply. They do occasionally offer contests for their customers, but what you can learn from them is they respond quickly to customer service questions through Twitter. They don't take any time off, just like their airlines, and there's always someone to help them you at any time. If your brand is going to be going on Twitter for customer service, it's important to be committed. Their goal, according to JetBlue, is to make themselves available whenever possible and to show that our brand is built by real people who care about our customers. Next one is Whole Foods. Whole Foods has nearly 2.5 million Twitter followers. And it may be tempting for them to push products, but they don't. They didn't earn as many followers by spamming. What they do is they share recipes, they @reply, and they retweet. They're there to provide value in any way possible, and it appears that their goal is to not increase sales by using Twitter, but by serving their customers and by giving audience value in the niche that you serve. Staples is another awesome one. They're not leaving engagement on the table. Their banner isn't used for advertisement. Instead, they use it to get client feedback. They only promote a couple of times a day, and usually by asking questions to engage. Again, they're using it to gather customer feedback and provide support. So they're not selling. Dell combines it all, they say, combining engagement, promotions, and photo sharing and retweets because they're paying attention to their followers. And they're able to keep followers informed what Dell is up to without spamming. They have multiple Dell accounts to provide different areas. The Red Cross is another huge one. They provide tips on how to get help and when you need it, and they're there to be of value for their clients. Namescheap.com. I mean, how odd is it for a domain registrar to have a Twitter presence? But they've done it and managed to get over 90,000 followers. One of the first things they did when they started was to run a contest. So the final takeaways here, it doesn't matter what your industry or company is in, you can join Twitter and have an impact. Be there to engage with users, reply to tweets, be kind, be helpful. If you're going to constantly advertise on your stream, you might want to note this in your bio page and expect less followers. Limit Twitter-specific syntax, your retweets, ads, abbreviations, because people want to read real words. People that have a lot of abbreviations aren't popular. And, it's like, yeah, you can do 140 characters, but keep it short, especially if you want it to be retweeted. And although many people follow brands because of their customers of the brand or because they want to be in the know about the company, perhaps maybe make a company announcement on Twitter, share behind the scenes and show the face of the company, show the real people behind it, and that gives a sense of exclusivity to your followers. And be of value, whether it's saving them money by intermittently offering deals or providing them with content that only your brand can provide. But the big takeaway is inbound marketing, not sales.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, so we were talking kind of before the show, we were comparing that article to another article that said that...
well, actually, when you started that... news
and by the way, if you heard Bob...
That was amazing news report. I just want to...
If you heard Bob laughing or me laughing while she was talking, it's because Bob's taking pictures of Ken in the Hangout. And
there was a reason I wasn't looking at you guys.
Yeah. He's taking pictures of Ken in the Hangout
totally
with these effects, Google Plus effects, with him as a pirate and him as a clown.
We'll
post those. We'll post all those.
You were listening to what I was saying, right?
Yeah.
We'll post all those pictures
so while
up
you
in
listen to what she's saying.
Anyways, now he's a dog. By the way, now he's a dog. Anyways, we're gonna put all those pictures in the show notes so you can see what we were laughing at. Anyways. Great article.
That's
Thanks for bringing that. But there's another one here that we were talking about in between episodes here, and
well, hang on. I want to talk about that point.
Yeah, we're talking about the same thing.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Okay, 82% of people that have done a customer service.
Oh, no, that's a different point. But yeah, okay, go ahead.
Well, you said it was in front of me. It's like, piece of paper. I just remembered what I was going to talk about.
It wasn't in front of you, but then you read the other one.
Well, yeah, there it is.
Okay, and Bob, you were saying?
At least I got it right. 83%. It was at 100%
Well, you're
right.
1% off.
What did I say? 85.
It's a day 2.
Usually I would
what's
say
the point?
90. What? Oh yeah,
Anyways,
yeah.
so what he's saying is that 80,
Hey, hang on. I can do it. Oh no, I can't.
That's
No,
debatable.
it's too much pressure. All right, come on. 83% of people said that they would not buy a product because they had a bad customer service experience through social media, like Twitter and whatever. So big companies are freaking out.
Well, they should be, and they need to be aware of what's going on with their brand on social media, and they need to be reacting. And if you're not reacting, and if you don't know what people are saying, yeah, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, but it's not just poor customer service; it's just non-existence. A lot of brands are on social media, and they're just there on a token basis.
Nobody's monitoring their account. Yeah, and they're going to lose. They're going to lose client base because of it.
One of the best examples, and it's probably the most famous example, is Comcast Cares, where the guy from Comcast, which was tradition, they were they're a cable company, so they're getting a lot of people pissed off at them. It's just part of the nature of the business. But people were complaining on Twitter, and so this guy took initiative and created Comcast Cares. He worked for the company and developed a whole new department in the company, and everybody retweets this story and talks about this story on blogs. It's been redistributed everywhere, and it's been nothing but good PR for the company, because this one guy, it's decided to be a linchpin within Comcast, and decided to actually, okay, someone's complaining about their service at Comcast, and he gets it solved on the spot, and then they're tweeting out saying, "Wow, I got my service back." And it's just, and that gets retweeted and retweeted.
That's the one cool thing. People retweet positive things on Twitter as well, but in general life, you find people complain more than they say positive things. But you find on Twitter, people will say good things. Okay, now I'm sure everybody's heard the story. Remind me, which airline was it where the guy in the band saw his guitar get totally trashed?
Oh, he made a song, he put it on YouTube, went viral.
Because he tried to get results from them, and they refused to respond. So yeah, he made the song, put it on YouTube, and they did respond eventually, big time. And did the mea culpa sucked up huge, but it's like they could have eliminated that by dealing with it properly to begin with.
Well, you know what? That's one of the classic cases. There's the what is it? U-Haul.
The big
in Nova
company
Scotia lost $700,000.
They try to slip it under the rug and ignore it. You cannot ignore social media.
Yeah, but they don't do that anymore. I mean, they're very aware of it because there's all these really killer cases that.
Yeah, but there's a lot of companies out there that haven't figured that out yet.
Oh, it's a major crash. What was that major crash and burn out of southern states about 8-9 months ago? Somebody bought a product, they complained about it, and then the guy that was handling his social media experience messed it up and got aggressive, and it went viral.
You see that on Yelp. I've seen that on Yelp from local restaurants that people have made. Because they're allowed to explain their experience and make a review.
Yep.
And the restaurant just went back and just got really aggressive and brutal with them. And it's like they just shot themselves in the foot. Huge.
Oh, I know. And then you come back and say, "Hey, look, you see, now you know what I'm saying." Yeah. And that's your response. Well, there you go. They made my point. You can't attack it. You just can say, "Yeah, whatever you want." Speaking of amazing whatever you want, we just got another beautiful black beer.
We always get great service from Ashley.
At the Den Bar from Ashley. She is amazing. This is like day 8. She's been trying to actually sell liquor without drinking it. It's a very challenging thing to do.
She's just joking.
Yeah, to all Ashley's friends that listen to this
I've got
show.
a serving a right certificate too, and I know you can't do that.
Yeah, you got a breathalyzer from last Wednesday. I know.
Unless it's Jägermeister. There is the notwithstanding clause for Jägermeister.
Oh yeah, well that doesn't count. Yeah. It's always dangerous.
You mean as a bartender, you can always invoke the notwithstanding clause,
which means,
well, it's against the law to drink alcohol on the job, notwithstanding Jägermeister.
Really?
Yeah.
It's amazing. That's a Canadian law. All you people want to come up to Canada get really messed up.
It's like in Quebec, they have the notwithstanding clause. They can violate your rights as long as they invoke the notwithstanding clause. Same
Well, I
thing.
wasn't
I
standing
can
We've
by
got
see
him.
the
that.
bartender's going, okay, you're not standing.
Yeah, I was lying on my back at the time. I was very relaxed. I remember everything.
Okay,
Hey,
so
this
yeah,
must
so,
be the show number 2.
So this is a
Yes,
this is a
this
this,
is definitely weird.
this is an interesting article. Though,
Ah, here comes Andrew.
it basically we're talking about 83% of consumers bailing. This was
Andrew did.
this was actually James. He posted it on
Oh, James, sorry.
on the Facebook
Yes, James posted on Facebook.
on the
I saw that.
Facebook Bunker Project page. It's an American Express.
So clever.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. What do you have to say about it, James? Come on,
Yeah,
jump
I
in there.
countered that, by the way. Oh, excellent.
Get on the other mic.
Yeah,
you were
we
supposed to
told
move.
you had to move and sit on the girls' table. Well, David.
See, this is like a very big detour of the microphone. It like has to come past 3 people and hit them in the face.
Well,
and
and they
whatever they're
almost
doing.
knocked over 2 beers. That's the important part.
But that's American Express, right?
Yeah,
that was
that's the
the
one.
thing. You can, and actually, that's a good tip for any of our listeners if they want to come to our Facebook page and post interesting news articles about things they think that we might find interesting.
Hey, wait a minute.
We
Where's
might
that?
talk
Where's
about
that
it on the
page?
show.
I think it's facebook.com/The Bunker Project.
That's right.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Dun,
and
dun, dun.
I think back in the day we also had one that was using Wix to build it.
It's still there. That page is still there.
Oh.
Just not the default landing
Nice
page.
segue.
Oh,
Well, somebody just said, what are you saying there, James?
what am I saying there? I'm saying if you have an interesting piece of news that you think that we would. Oh, okay. So it was basically American Express, I guess, did a study, according to the article.
We can quote it if you like.
Well, that's probably good, I think.
Andrew, quote away.
Yeah. Well, basically, we've just been talking about that 83% of
Customers that
customers
didn't
that
receive-
just got
didn't
really
receive
pissed
adequate
off.
customer service
I will never
in
buy that
social
product
media.
again.
We're not talking about people going into a store and getting bad customer
No,
service. We're
they're
talking
different.
about people posting on Twitter and not getting a response. People making
Shocking.
Yeah. Or
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
How come you don't have a Twitter emergency response
Well,
unit? It's like, oh, I'm sorry, we don't have a budget for it.
So the thing was, it was like Christmas, maybe I guess a year ago, and back when Future Shop knew that they should get a Twitter, and I was Christmas shopping for some games. Well, no, but it was just like it was kind of ridiculous. I'd been getting really into Twitter, and I had received poor customer service at the actual retail store, and I wanted to wait a van.
Which particular one? Is the one in Vancouver or the one in
that-
Seattle?
It was in Vancouver, but
Ah, the Vancouver location, yes.
You know,
There's
it's
only
just-
one in Vancouver.
yeah, I was just looking for some help and trying to get some service. But
That's where you went wrong.
trying to help. Okay, yeah.
Hey,
a good point.
you're picking on that poor retail conglomerate
Well,
based in Calgary, Canada.
well, no, I mean, Future Shop's an okay place, right? I guess we're not.
No,
gonna
it's
just
not.
poo-poo
Come
them.
on, it's a hellhole. You know,
I actually
Best
did work-
Buy, and what's that store you
Well,
were just
Best
talking
Buy
about?
owns Future Shop.
Yeah, it's
It's
the
no
same
longer a Canadian
goddamn
company.
store, and people are duh.
Yeah,
oh
Best Buy
no,
bought
I got a
Future
better
Shop.
deal
Future
at Best
Buy-
Buy. No, you didn't.
Yeah, Best Buy bought Future
You paid
Shop.
twice as much.
Well, they do have different sales.
They do have.
Yeah,
they do
just to
have different
confuse
sales.
people.
They have
I mean, it's
commission
so
versus
sick.
non-commission.
I mean,
Anyways.
look at if I was doing the Evil Empire, that's the type of attitude
Anyway,
I'd
Let's
have.
Anyways, they didn't help me with my problem. I ended up walking out of the
course.
store, posting on social media, and they lost that sale.
Dun,
Maybe
dun.
not because of social media, but because I was able to complain about it on social media.
Well, but how
So-
many hundred thousands more that they lose,
Well,
right?
that's
You
the
know?
question. I mean, like,
Aren't they going to receivership?
Well, I remember back I don't know how many episodes ago.
Yeah, see?
We're talking
James,
like
shut those suckers down. All right, power to the tweeters.
we're talking like
Ooh.
remember
It's a
like
power
20
move,
episodes
James.
ago? Remember 20 episodes ago Bob had a problem with Safeway?
Safeway.
Did
He
I?
complained on social media and now Safeway doesn't even exist anymore. They're gone.
Hey,
I know,
no.
totally.
They're gone. They're all closed down.
When
They're
I
all
go
closed.
into my Safeway store, my Safeway manager cringes when I walk by, because he's like
That's the
restocking the
guy.
shelves.
That's
It's
the
like,
guy.
oh my God, there's Bob.
everything
He
that-
just, that's why I'm here.
With everything that
If
Twitter
only
does,
I'd known about social
we
media.
can't do
Yeah.
anything.
Hey, wait.
I want to hear
Yeah.
Ken.
Ken's got to talk. Ken's speaking.
Ken, please speak.
How come with all the power that Twitter has, we can't do a damn thing about the gas prices?
What gas?
Who uses cars
We
anymore?
can do one thing. We do have power to do
Look,
one
you
thing
can
about
have
gas
Tums
prices.
or something like that.
What?
Buy a hybrid. or buy an electric
Well,
car.
yeah, I know, but I mean,
Yeah.
Or just get rid of your
Or
car and
just
start
take the
taking
bus.
transit.
But it can't
I
do
would
a
recommend
damn thing
co-op
about the
cars.
gas price?
What's
Twitter
that?
can't
Or
sort
zip
of
cars.
unify into something to make something happen.
Yeah, get rid of your car and move to Vancouver.
Just get off fossil fuels, man. What are you doing?
You're way out in, a long way away place.
You're still on
right?
fossil fuels, dude? Come on, that's so
on.
so prehistoric times.
All I have to say is
Do you have one of those hang gliders that can hang out with the eagles and
Yeah,
come
but
on
it
down to
drops.
Vancouver?
get a
It'd
Tesla.
be so groovy, everybody would relate to it.
I think
You're
Ian might agree with this, but go get a Tesla motor vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Get a Tesla
Yeah.
Vespa. That's what you want, a Tesla Vespa.
Fisher?
Or get a Ford Focus
Fisker.
or Ford Fusion, all electric or
Yeah,
hybrid.
that's true.
Yeah, it's all
Only
there.
$130,000.
Just cut them
Now
out.
they're putting in. now
If
they're
you
putting
if
in,
you think they're trying to gouge us
charge
on the gas
spots,
prices,
so-
just cut them out. Just bypass them completely.
TELUS is putting in charge spots.
And then BC Hydro will raise their prices.
Are you
and-
kidding?
No,
He never kids. He's got his radio voice.
TELUS
man.
is
Come
putting
on,
in
man.
charge
no,
spots.
I was watching. Well, I wasn't watching. I was actually doing the show the other morning.
You were
and
experiencing
they were
it.
talking about TELUS and putting in charge spots in the interior
For cars.
for cars. And the only catch
How
is
does that work?
Tourists.
TELUS wants to put. TELUS wants they'll provide all the money to put the charge spots
Yep.
in, except they want to put a cell tower on the charge spot.
Oh, that's smart. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
well, so.
That is like
But
Nothing wrong with that.
wow.
But Ken, the most
That is
expensive.
awesome.
Guys, Ken.
As far as the
The
business
mo-
goes, that's awesome.
Yeah, but
Nothing
you
wrong
know
with
what?
that. And you know what? There's all these new micro cell sites that's where the future is. They're putting micro cell
yeah,
sites
that's what-
everywhere.
that's what
Okay,
they
so
are,
it's like a
micro cell
micro,
site.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
same-
do you know what it
that's
costs?
Still awesome.
It is. It's cool.
It costs
But that becomes- They become a
$100,000.
utility company rather than a phone company.
It costs
they're a utility,
$100,000.
No, their phone. They're just they're just paying for that. It's just good PR. It's a good move.
Why not?
100%. It's a
great
win-win
move.
situation.
Yep.
Plus
So-
they have all those
Okay,
animals
so
in
let's
their
bring it back to social
Oh,
media.
hang on. Do you know how much it costs to put up a tower?
Well, no, but these aren't towers. These aren't full-on towers. These are just micro towers.
It's still $100,000.
No, not
Yeah,
even.
it's $700,000 for a major tower. So I would say
Yeah, but
100.
when
That's
TELUS sells that tower and its uses to Bell and Fido and the new networks coming along,
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you think it's
they'll make
fiber
it back
optics
in
or
no
s-
time.
is it
I
fiber-
think they
No,
make it
it's not.
back-
What are you
I
talking
think
about, fiber
technically
optic?
It's in about half an hour.
Jeez.
gosh.
All right, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to
Reel that sucker in.
Yeah, it's like microscopic
hang on.
fibers going through the air.
Our guests have come up with a subject for the show, so we're going to let them jump right in.
Well, no, I'm just curious because I heard they shut down Google or something in China. But isn't there some way that they could still, if I had a computer or whatever, I could still do some search or get on the internet
What,
yeah,
in
you
China?
you can get on the
Unless you
internet.
go to
Yeah,
a
you
for
can
sure.
get on the internet. It's just all
without being
filtered.
restricted?
Well,
You gotta
filtered,
go-
filtered.
The only way you can do that is by going to a satellite.
No, you got to go
Yeah, but you can
to
get shot
So
for
yeah,
doing
you
that.
can still go to satellite.
you got to go to the Chinese underground search engine. It's secret.
Do you think they still have an internet in?
He's gonna proxy.
Well, the government owns the router.
The people who know what they're doing will be able to bypass that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, but they won't tell us because
Yeah, it's secret.
No, I think it's Chinese, not
Okay. Yeah, no. They did do that, and actually, that Iran is planning on creating an internet within Iran. So they're gonna block the internet and create a filtered, clean internet.
Because they
Blocked.
blocked the first time.
Get rid of all the,
The first thing
infidels.
to block is all those frickin' cat videos on YouTube.
No, it's not the cat video. It's the
What's the
animated
use of
gifs.
that? That's
Hey,
the
my
whole thing
question
with
is:
the
do you think the
internet.
Bunker Project will be in the clean internet in Iran?
Absolutely. We talk about like the suppression of women. We talk about.
Do you think we can make it to #1 in the iTunes store?
Hey, we're fighting for it, man.
No, whoever that guy Shane Gibson is, man, we're coming for you.
Hey, you know what? If we only had one more,
If you want to listen
all
to
we
him, he's
needed
back
was
in a couple
hey,
episodes.
all we
all we
needed.
need is a-
You know, we would have done it if we had one more review, and James never
Yeah.
gave us a review.
I'll give you a review right now.
All
No,
right.
it's got to be on the iTunes store.
Nasally,
And hey, that's
and
speaking of that. Hey, we know what?
ill-informed.
We used to be number one. We used to be number one in iTunes. That's what James is talking about. We used to be number one if you went to iTunes in the Canadian iTunes store and you did a search for social media, the Bunker Project was number 1 for a long time. We slid down to about number 6, and we're now number 3. We just passed Derek Halpern's Social Triggers podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna have him come in on as a guest to really take.
We're gonna challenge him. Yeah, we're gonna challenge him,
dude. So we invited you, so we get the points for it.
So we just passed him, and now we've got Dishy Mix next, and then
I don't want to
Shane Gibson's podcast.
Yeah, but his audio is so terrible.
Well, it's not that bad. It's okay. He uses a blue microphone, so he gets a little bit of
come on!
noise.
I've interviewed the guy. It's like horrible acoustics, man. Dude, I told you to get the thing up behind you to absorb it.
No,
all he needs is a moving blanket. It'd be awesome. That's all he needs.
He can still stay in the USB
awesome.
world. He can still stay in the USB world and get a Rode podcaster, or even the guys from Streamified, they sounded good, they use the blue
he doesn't
Yeti
have
mic.
to do all that. All he has to do is get a cardboard box, fill it through full of old t-shirts, put it on its side, and put the microphone in it, and it will work awesome.
And you know who taught us that trick?
Yep, the guy from Australia,
Mr. Ken McGrath.
Was it Ken?
It was Ken McGrath. And
I was going to give it to the Australian.
Hey,
sorry, Ken.
And he's been spreading it all around the world. Ken McGrath gave us that.
The inventor of the cardboard box.
He gave us that tip. He gave us the tip on the Bunker Project.
Big in
and
Japan.
then
60 episodes.
Guess who did it? Yeah, it was 60 episodes ago. Holy smokes! Can you believe that?
Ouch, that hurts.
Craig Griffith.
That's a lot of brain
Craig
cells.
Griffiths from Australia actually built one. He built one, and he uses it for his Ask Fine Buy. What's this podcast called? Ask
Fine Buy.
No, that's not the name of his podcast, though.
No, but that's his Twitter.
Yeah, go there and you can find it. It's much easier to find.
Making Business and Sales Work is the name of his podcast.
Yeah,
Making
but it's
Business
much
and
easier to
Sales
find.
Work.
Ask Fine Buy.
And so he did that, and then I was listening to Podcast Answer Man, and he made this. He left voicemail feedback saying, "Hey, I've got a condenser microphone. It's a great microphone. I know you advocate dynamic mics, but what I did is I created this thing with T-shirts and blah blah blah."
Yep.
He didn't say Ken McGrath. He didn't.
I was watching the Ken McGrath.
Yeah,
too.
But he's a nice guy, and he's tried to come onto the show many times, and we just had technical difficulties bringing him in.
Well, it's the bandwidth. The Australian, you know, when you flush your toilet in Australia, it goes the other way.
I know.
What happens when it goes? The electricity when it goes, it flips over, and it's weird.
Never
it's weird.
flushes right.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so we talked about the Samsung Galaxy S3, and we talked about how social media, the right way to do it, and how there's some brands that are really excelling and doing it the right way. And we also talked about how customer service on social media, 83% of customers bailed on a purchase because of bad social
Wow, what
media
an action-packed show. I missed most of it.
And now there's the counter argument here is that, and we better get the mic over to Margaret. Basically, what these guys are saying is that the social media revolution is an overhyped lie. Digital marketing is forcing marketing communications to evolve, not reinvent itself. And
I have to agree.
And the way that people have been selling has been direct response marketing. Social media has been
social media is inbound marketing, not direct response marketing.
Yeah, but social media basically is saying that, and this is a big argument for bloggers. Bloggers are saying, "Well, how come I'm getting lots of traffic, but I'm not getting a ton of comments?" And so people are dedicating a ton of energy trying to get people to comment on their page. But does commenting and engagement on your blog or your in social media, does it mean anything in terms of building in terms of conversions and making sales? And the answer is not always yes.
Absolutely.
It's not.
It's the relationship. It's not the connectability.
Let Bonnie.
Okay, but I'll fix that mic. And you can do that.
Okay. Well, for now, I'll just hold it.
Go ahead, Bonnie.
I agree. Comments don't mean anything because you can game anything to get comments.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean in the end you want people to convert. That's you want. There's a call to action. You want them to do something.
You want to you want to not control, but you want to kind of put them through a behavior modification process, basically.
Right. Put them into some kind of a sales funnel.
Yeah.
Whether it's a product that you're selling, it's an idea that you're selling, you want them to do something.
Yeah.
And if what they're going to do is comment and then stop, then that's only half the job.
Yeah.
And there are ways to get people to comment. There's a reasonably famous, well, at least locally, blog about someone who moved here from Toronto to Vancouver. And I'm going to editorialize here. She whined about the fact that Vancouver's too expensive. It's hard to find a job, and nobody liked her. And so that's what she did. And she pretty much insulted Vancouver.
Yeah.
Now, she got a ton of comments. This is somebody who's trying to get a job in PR.
Yeah.
That's the
A
reason
bad
for
move.
her blog. If you go anywhere else, it says that's what she's looking for. And she got a ton of comments. So they were, for the most part, probably 80% negative toward the blog post. I can't even remember her name, and there's no way I'd hire her.
Well, okay. So, like, there's a blogger, Corbett Barr. You know Corbett Barr from thinktraffic.com?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. He put up a post saying, beware. Basically, it didn't say this, but paraphrasing as well. It said, beware of fluff metrics. And so if you're running a blog and you're like, wait a minute, there's other blogs that are getting hundreds of comments on each post, and my blog's only getting, a fraction of that. But does it really matter? He's calling those fluff metrics. And retweets and all that and blog comments, sure they're good. It shows people are engaging with the content. But if you're looking at your goal with the content in the first place,
that was my point.
Yeah,
she's trying to get hired. That's her call to action. Is she was trying to get hired to do PR for people, and that blog post didn't accomplish that. It got an awful lot of reaction, and we just talked about it, but it's not going to get her a job. So call it fluff. Call it.
Well, well, Bonnie. What I would say is, if you're going to be going to see people and say, oh yeah, blah blah blah, I'm interested in working with you guys, and they say, well, what you can do? You say, well, talk to this person, check this out, blah blah blah. If you have an ongoing campaign, it's just like, okay, I believe in this.
Well, I mean, David Duchovny proved that you don't trash Vancouver if you want to be working in Vancouver.
Well, that's true, but the funny thing I thought Bonnie said was that she doesn't remember the person's name. I read the same article. I don't remember her name. So as far from a PR standpoint goes, that's pretty bad. If you do something stupid and I don't remember your name, that wasn't very good public relations. If you're going to do something bad,
Actually,
do it amazingly bad so people remember.
Actually, if you're doing something bad, you probably don't want them to remember your name.
Well, the thing is like, you said she's trying to get a job, right? Any press is good press. And even if 20% agrees with her content, at least you're getting, some positive comments, and some, brands would be like, okay, well, we actually have something good people like.
Any press is good press if you can turn it around.
But how did she handle it? That's
Press
the big
is
question.
press, yep.
If she handled it well and was able to, kind of spin it, then she's doing her job. And that was probably.
But that goes right back to social media, the ability to deal with people that are trashing you. It's like, okay, dude, I get
I don't
that,
think they're fluff metrics, though. I mean, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to create a community, then they're very important metrics. You're trying to get a place where people call home and, a subject that they like.
Okay, James.
Versus selling, which is like we want people to
What about
buy our product.
Okay, so what about blogs like Seth Godin? His blog is fairly successful, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't even have comments turned on.
But he makes more money.
That's great
speaking.
because Seth Godin has great content, and that's why you go to a place like that.
But he doesn't even want engagement.
The more I go on the internet these days, the more I'm like, you know what? I kind of hate comments. I've been reading some articles today. Like, I don't know if you looked and saw that North Carolina had voted to ban gay marriage there. And then, later this afternoon, President Obama said that he supports gay marriage or same-sex marriage
which was very interesting during a presidential campaign.
Yeah, that's
First president to ever say
That's
that.
what everybody keeps saying, first president.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you looked on Twitter last night, I mean, it was a very different atmosphere on either side. And, you know, people are definitely talking about that sort of stuff.
Well, okay, James, my question is, because we
Yeah.
kind of brought him up, do you think we could invite him on the show and get him on? So, Mr. Obama, can you tell me about your social media? Oh, hang on, dude. You got some beer, Meister. What is that from the White House? Oh, yeah, man. This ale is awesome.
But, I mean, people were engaging with the content.
All right, I know. I know.
And, no, so check this out.
But
So-
this is what this
but,
is showing.
But you didn't want the comments on, right? Like maybe
What
somebody just wants to read the news
Comments
and
can
keep
be-
going. Comments can go either
I
way,
always turn
and
the
they can
comments
really
off.
influence the story. Like when I was looking at how Radical had Prototype 2 coming out, everybody in the comments kept posting about this game called Infamous. Had Infamous launched in the last year? Yes. Is it relevant to what the content is at that point? No. So, I mean, it depends on what you're trying to do. Are you trying to push a product with people to buy it, or are you trying to create a community where people can have for their opinions?
Also,
Wow.
but like there's
That
two
is an
different
awesome
things.
quote. You should take that quote and put that on your website. That
There's-
was awesome,
there's-
man.
there's two-
I mean, Rick, I've been on this show for several months. I can remember that much. And James, that's the first time he's come up with something that he could use in his web. That was friggin' awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, well done, James. Really. I mean, come on. Andrew, were you impressed or what?
Did you know that he's an API fan?
It's hard to impress this guy.
He's talking
Yeah,
about my show. But it says Apple too if you look at it closely.
Yeah,
It
well,
says
that's what I
Apple.
love about it, man. He just trashes Apple.
But,
awesome.
but like Seth Godin, he doesn't need comments, right?
Of course, well,
Like,
he does.
he
He
does-
makes
Well,
money.
I mean, no, like
he
okay,
makes
what
money
are what is?
speaking.
But
He
really,
makes
what
money
is
selling books?
Yeah, what is
that
the
help him
value of
speak.
comments? Comments. Okay,
It's proof of community.
if somebody actually takes the time, if
Metrics
somebody
are proof of
if
somebody there.
if somebody actually takes the time to write a comment that adds something to the post, that's cool. But if they just say "great post, dude," or if
Why
if it's
not?
just
I mean, like
Nice hairy legs.
Marcel has been doing his blog, and we don't know how many people. He'd be
Okay,
a good person to
I-
talk
let-
to about
but-
this.
but-
How much is
Where the
people
hell is
saying, "Good
Marcel?
job"?
That's what I want to say.
No, but I mean, like
Where's
for
our
him,
movie maven?
Marcel's taking a break.
Like-
He's on a hiatus.
like
Easy.
when I started doing Twitter, like really hardcore, I didn't always have people saying "good job" every day when I was trying to do it. I mean, like after a while, I got people retweeting me, and it's kind of a slow process. I mean, yeah, you got to build it. You can't be an overnight success. I mean, everybody keeps thinking, "Oh, I can get 20 million followers in a day."
But what it
Bonnie's
does,
been doing this for almost 10,000 tweets, right? That's a lot
That's
of time.
a lot.
and
so
effort.
That's
so
a lot.
basically,
Those are
what
personal
basic? Okay,
tweets,
so
too.
for comments on a blog, what is the benefit of having a ton of comments? It's social proof, really, right?
Hey, that's
just shows-
that's a Bob quote.
Is it social proof or is it just ego? I'd rather have 5 comments from people that really cared about what I read or what I wrote and were really involved than a bunch of just fluff comments.
No, I have.
Okay.
I'll have to
Okay.
jump in here on a matrix sense that when you're presenting to bean counters, how they feel.
Not even
and-
bean
and-
counters.
it-
We're not
it-
even
it's
talking about
basic.
like we're not. It's not talking
Really?
about investing in your blog or whatever. We're talking about the average person that comes to a blog and they see 100 comments versus 1 comment. It's social proof. It's like okay, this blog matters.
No, I don't think so. I mean,
No, they
if you
just say
think,
there's a lot of people comment here.
If you look at like the people that are on Google Plus that are defined by the metrics of a +1 to their account, if you look in the
Yeah.
discoverable or whatever they
Yeah.
call it, a lot of the times that's not social proof that that's exactly great content.
Exactly.
But at the same time, I mean, it's creating a conversation, and that's great. But I mean, an average person that's on Facebook has got like maybe 150 people that actually see their thing, and so like if 3 people like that, I think that's fine. You still realize that maybe if half of that maybe logged in or even a percentage, it's hard to tell because Facebook can be tricky with their
Oh
analytics.
yeah. That's why it's good to have a blog so you get accurate analytics.
But I agree with what Margaret says. You've got to have an engaged community. I think is better. But
awesome, yeah.
I think page views is fine too. Like if you're getting out good content, people are putting it out. I guess that's probably better.
Hey, 99.9% of the people don't want to communicate.
What's the consensus? Do you want comments on a website or not?
It depends on what you're trying to create. If
Yeah.
you're like a Reddit and you want comments because it's people upvoting
part
and
of your structure,
downvoting,
yeah.
you have people that are like, "Oh, I'm on the fence. Do I actually think this is good
I
or
actually
not?"
I read an article on that. It was actually on thinktraffic.com as well. They have comments, and it was Pat Flynn from Smart Passive Income and this other guy who is also a very, very popular blogger that doesn't have comments activated, and they both told the reasons why they have comments activated. And the guy that said that he didn't have comments activated said that he just didn't want the distraction from his content. Like it's coming from inside him, and he doesn't want to have distractions from what's coming from inside him. So there's no right or wrong. Seth Godin doesn't have comments because it's all about basically most of his blog posts are very short and they're very, very concise, and they're very inspirational or very
and it doesn't allow the crabs in the bucket to necessarily throw anything at you either, right?
Exactly.
I mean, Ray William Johnson, the YouTube guy we've talked about before, he shuts off the comments after a certain amount of days that his video's been off. So that makes it more of an incentive for people to get to his video before
That's
he
a good
shuts the
idea.
comment off, because
very good idea.
Then
time comments.
Well, no, but he'll turn them off right after. So I mean, you only get to be involved in the communication for as long as the video
2-3 hours.
Yeah. So and then that prevents a lot of spam and a lot of other crap coming into your stream.
It's very true. You know, what happens nowadays, like if you're doing, let's say, advertorial style communication, and if you say, oh, you know, blah, 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 come see this advertorial is live at 7 a.m. till 8 a.m. Please, it's valuable time. We appreciate it, blah, 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 script. But if then you say, oh, and by the way, we're recording it just in case you can't come, they will not go. If you say this is not going to be recorded.
Well, it's a call to urgency, basically.
Yeah, well, exactly, because if you miss it, it's
It's
gone.
all about the factors of the impulse curve.
Absolutely. So if you give them an excuse, they won't go. Then they'll get an email saying, hey, you want to watch it now? And they probably won't watch it because everybody's busy when they're on the internet because of Facebook.
Well, I don't know if I agree to that. I mean, there is something to be said about being involved with the process as it's happening. And there's also something to be said about being able to stream something afterwards. I mean, because I have Shaw Cable, and this isn't a plug for them or whatever, but I can watch all of the shows that are like, you know, live that day, like 2 days later, streaming. You know, still have to watch the commercials, but I still get that content, so I don't actually have to sit there and make appointment TV anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, but if it's like a show like Dancing with the Stars or whatever, where there's a voting element, Fashion Star, any of that sort of stuff, that's more of a call to urgency,
value,
I guess,
right,
is what you're talking about.
Well, it's also the community interaction, right? It's like I get to determine reality here. Like,
I get to help change and shape the show.
Exactly. It's
right?
like voting.
I think that's a little different. And I think that's more what we'll see
You know what
for the second screen, because we were talking about
You're
second
gonna-
screens in the first show.
Oh yeah, the second screen it's a big deal. It's
People like participating and, you know, feeling like a community.
Yeah.
and that's
But
we were talking about that
But
actually.
James is going to hate this. Is called the gamification of TV.
Especially since, for example, Dancing with the Stars, the TV show, when you watch it live, they show live tweets of what people are commenting right after the people dance. So it's like the interesting thing that the social media, especially the Twitter element, brings to watching TV shows or any other event. You're not, even if you're sitting at home alone, you're not watching it alone. You're commenting with millions of other people, and you can have conversations with those people. It's like,
It's the power of community.
oh my God, I can't believe that just happened. Did you see what she was wearing? And all these kind of different things. I think it brings it to a whole nother level of it brings watching TV to a community.
I think that exactly what you just said, like posting live tweets.
I want to specialize on one TV show in particular.
All right,
There's
you focus on that,
terrible
baby.
TV show that people may have seen called The Housewives of Vancouver.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is it that?
I unfortunately have my family in town.
Who's producing that?
And so
That's what I wanna know.
one of my family members, female persuasion,
It
wanted
must be
to watch
successful.
It is very successful.
I mean, if
because
the
people comment
Bunker
the heck
Project
out of it.
is talking about it, it's
But here's
successful.
the thing. But here's the thing. We're talking about how, you know, responding customers. So one of the ladies on Twitter just mean to people. And I'm not afraid to call it out or whatever. But like the stuff she was sending back to her followers, and she only has about 8,000, was just kind of amazing. No, but she's, you know, brand new show, just probably getting
Yeah, but
kind
maybe
of
that's
some
her
sort of
person. But
thing.
maybe she's playing into her personality.
She
more. It's like,
is.
you
She's
know, if
totally
she's a total
playing
bitch
it.
on the show. She has to be a total bitch on
Okay,
Twitter.
so
But
What
I
an
think
awesome
that's
thing.
interesting. I think that's interesting.
What
Like
a
I
great
mentioned
job
it-
description, huh?
But I think it's interesting that she was doing, like, she's probably going to learn firsthand about that sort of stuff.
So you brought up the small screen, right?
Yeah.
So basically,
Or the second screen.
The second screen, like the small screen.
Because it could be
second
7.5 inch, it could be 10 inches, it could
Yeah.
be 4 inches, 3.5.
It could be
Whatever.
whatever you can
Doesn't
see. It's
matter.
like,
Yeah.
got
Could
a
be
magnifying
it could be a
glass
huge
plus
30-foot
2.5.
Doesn't matter.
screen.
Doesn't matter the size.
It could be 42
Anyways,
monitors.
the point is that who watches live TV anymore?
Yeah, but this
What?
was
I
a
mean,
live thing, so
I
you
watch
could, like,
I watch
burn your live.
I PVR everything. I watch
Wow.
I watch my shows at Saturday night when I'm I wait until whenever whenever
I'm
I
good
feel
and
like
ready.
So
watching.
you
I'm
don't want to
good
send
ready,
her a
goddammit.
tweet and be like, "I'm watching the
Well,
Real
you know,
Housewives
that's
of
my
Vancouver."
that's the thing. It's all about it's changing behavior.
Maybe we
But-
should
but
be.
wouldn't you
People have
find the
moved
ability-
away. People have moved away from live TV.
What about getting
And
celebrity?
this second screen phenomenon is bringing people back to live TV.
I
What
think
about
what-
getting celebrity by having that person mention you in a tweet? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've been noticing people are
You can be a
certainly
celebrity
sometimes
on this
ver-
show quite easily.
Hey, you know what? If I'm watching a TV show that I'm really into, and there's a community of people that are tweeting live or on some new platform that doesn't exist yet, that is coming out in the future, that's going to integrate all the social media networks, and you'll be able to communicate with everybody at the same time and see and get feedback from people that are watching the show. It's bringing people back to live TV. Now, the opportunity for an advertiser is to be the one that's doing that.
It's also about engaging too, because now it's like during like I watch the news live, but it's like I do, but often they'll say, hey, we have a contest, email us now, get on Twitter, and the same thing, different things. Advertisements now will have a Twitter or a Facebook, so it's they're expecting that hey, respond to this now because they know you're watching that with another screen in front of you.
Yeah, it's all true. Hey, one last question before we close off the show. We talked about social media, the right way to do it. You showed us a few companies that are doing it the right way.
Yep.
We've also got another article here that says that you've got to have a direct response marketing agenda, and Bonnie says it's all about conversions. So where is the balancing point? Like, at what point at what point are you going to start selling?
You're always, from a marketing point of view, you're always selling.
Well, you're solving problems. You're helping people online on Twitter. You're responding to
selling.
questions and whatnot. But at what point are you actually trying to generate the lead? Trying to put people into your list? What's depending on what your goal is? At what point are you actually trying to convert the customer?
I think always. But I think the question you're asking is how much, when is it too much?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, when is it too much? Because
When do you
should
cross
be
when do you cross that line?
that's
Then you
different
kill-
for
yeah.
different communities.
Yeah.
It's totally different because
Yeah, but
some
that's just
communities
about
will
language.
tolerate more.
I mean, you can always be selling as long as it's the right language.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
and practicing social media foreplay.
and that's
Sign up to the right language. So that was so good. So hey, head on over to your community NLP teacher. Learn NLP.
Exactly. So it's. I think James is already plugging his Triple X show. I'll like to see the new logo for that. I think he's going to gamify it as well.
Hey, you know what
Hey,
I think?
gamification's not a dirty word anymore as long as I'm doing it.
I think this was a good show. All right. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Bunker Project.
Hey, Andrew, who brings us here?
Wix.com.
Oh, that was so lame.
The number one place to build your own website online now with HTML5. Build a mobile site, a Facebook page, and
Whatever you want to do. It's pretty easy. Pretty damn easy.
HTML5 works on everything.
yeah.
Ba-doing.
All right. Thanks for listening. We'll see you again
Whenever.
next week.
Bye-bye.
Yes.